Welcome to Amateur Decorating Like a Pro. I am Catherine. Hope you're doing well today. You guys inquired about the making of this centerpiece, so I am responding in this video. Well, it is consisting of some old items, the large pick at the top, the small picks along the bottom. Some of them are new, some of them are old, and then a pair of wire cutters. And of course, this foam here from the Dollar Tree. Would have preferred a square one, but this is all that they had. So I'm using this large pick, and as you can see, it's got silver and greenery all inside it. It's already pretty, and all I did was to shorten it and bend it backwards. You see, I want to sit it on top of this foam, and it's almost at an angle where it tilts downward. So you could have used any size foam that you wanted and cut it to the size that you actually need. So I'm using the round one. And once I make that cut on that pick and bend it backwards, sort of under itself, I'm going to place it on top of the foam and stick that piece that I bent underneath through the foam, or in the foam, should I say. And you want to make sure that it is firmly in place. So just make sure that you leave yourself plenty of room for it to stick inside of the foam. You want it to rest on top of the foam, so you don't want it floating around, because you're going to add the other picks to it, and that way you can make sure that everything is nicely packed together so you don't see any parts of the foam or empty spaces. And with a little bit of pressure, I can insert the stem inside the foam. And look at all of that variety. You've got silver, you've got white, you've got pine cones. This is why I love to buy the large picks, because I can save money by doing that. I don't have to spend an additional $1 to buy a pine cone or more Christmas ornaments. It's already there. So that looks pretty good to me. I'm just fluffing it up to make sure that I have everything spread out, because I'm going to add additional picks. And as you can see, everything's really kind of slopes downward. So you're building up your centerpiece from the center and then allowing it to cascade downward. The next thing I did was to apply pressure to the foam from the top, pressing that stem downward so that it rests on top of the foam. Now, if you want and you feel like this is best, you can apply hot glue there, because when you're adding those picks, these stems have a tendency to move around, and you don't want that. So just go ahead and add some hot glue and glue that stem firmly in place. You don't have to, but again, this is an option, and I knew that I would be handling this piece a lot. So I definitely took advantage of adding the hot glue. You see, apply the glue right underneath that stem and hold it there until it dries. Now, there isn't a magic formula when it comes to placing the picks inside of the foam. The one thing I did make sure was that I made a slight bend to all of the picks before I inserted them into the foam. I basically wanted to angle the picks upward. And the other thing is, if I had 4 of one kind, then I would make sure that it was opposite each other, or either north, south, east, and west. If I just had 1, then basically I put it in the center of the piece. If I had 2, then I basically went north and south. Now, I only had 2 of those rose gold picks, and I just added those to basically the top and the bottom, the north and south of each of the centerpieces. Now, be sure that you don't have any of the stems sticking through the bottom of the foam. This is going to be on your table, and I do recommend that you maybe put a piece of felt on the bottom of your foam, or that you can take a piece of paper or cloth and put it underneath there. Anything that will just protect the surfaces of your tables. And of course, if you're going to use a tablecloth or a runner, that's your protection. You don't need to add anything to the bottom of the foam. And if you'll notice with this poinsettia, I did bend the stem of it before I inserted it into the foam. So it's important that that stem come out of the side of the foam instead of the bottom. Now, I was trying not to pick up the arrangement, but I had no choice. I needed to get a really good grip on it to insert that poinsettia, and that's what I did. Well, I also found some extra leaves in my arsenal, and I just added them around the poinsettia. Aren't they pretty? And I have no problem cutting up my smaller picks that are very, very old. So cutting them and then inserting them around the base of that foam just covers it up completely. So I created 2 identical centerpieces, and of course you can see that I added some additional picks. I had these silver berries that I got a couple of years ago, and they fit right in with everything else. So I love the elegance of this centerpiece. And I've had those candlestick holders for decades. Remember your other faux plants. I'm using some poinsettias on top of these topiaries, and it just connects those faux plants to the centerpiece. Now, if you are new to my channel, these beautiful plates are from Posh Party Supplies. They are part of their diamond collection. Check out their website. You can buy beautiful, elegant, and disposable plate sets and packages from poshparty.com. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you don't miss my very next video. Thanks so much for stopping by, and remember, stay in prayer and stay creative.